doesn't bite.
Hi, baby. I know.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Carolin from Petzholdt. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so this is Sunshine, and that over there is Star. Here are my Golden Conures. Unfortunately, Star is a plucker. He has feathered destructive behavior. He's on medication. Unfortunately, I'm almost out of medication for him, and the vet we were seeing retired, so we have to find out a new vet. We are now here in Corona through a referral from my good friend Anna Frank. Well, Frank Faith. Frank Faith, if you are watching this, thank you so much. We're here with Dr. Braxton in Corona, and we are checking out his clinic to look over Star. Star, really severe pluck, and he's now on medication. His feathers came in nicely, but we are out of medication. And he had a little respiratory stuff going on too, so I treated that with amoxicillin, and now he's doing better, but I just want to make sure he's okay. I don't want to lose any of his precious little soul. So I have a little carrier right here. They hate it. It's so tiny. We just drove an hour to come to the vet, so we are right now here. We are walking, so they say we don't know when we will get seen, but we will get seen. It's between 1 to 4 hour waiting time. As you guys know, I'm very I have a love-hate relationship with vets just because of what happened, especially here in LA. Hey, don't break my zipper. Sunshine, look, can you break on this? Can you break on this? Good. Oh, you want one too? Can you break on this stuff? Yeah. Oh, you don't want that? You want a big piece? Yeah. Here, do you want that? Little conures are really big chewers. That's what they do all day. They just break in two. But anyway, his feather came in really nicely, but he's still plucking. I really tried to find a good vet that I can trust, and yeah, and I just hope that this is a good doctor. As you can see, how Sunshine. This is Sunshine. This is my girl. She's impeccable. This is my little boy. He's my little problem child. But you can see I implanted some hyacinth feathers, and behind it grew back nicely. Just in front, he's continued to pluck. So we'll see the doctor about him. I don't know how they feel about filming, so I'm gonna ask them and be really respectful and sensitive to their wishes. So let's do it. Don't overpreen yourself, little boy. They're so loving. I love them, but they're hard work. They really are hard work. So I just put them in a little carrier. The vet specifically says they have to be in carriers. Otherwise, I will have a what's it called, a harness for them. But yeah, I just put them in the carrier. And this is so cute. Look, I got this online. It's kind of tiny, but just for getting in and out. And then when I'm driving, I let them out. We have a walk-in today.
So, yeah, crying. What was the pet's name?
Star.
Star. Got it. And it was just going to be Star being born today, right? Okay.
Just, but they are bonded. They're siblings. They will scream for each other.
One of them's just coming along for the ride.
Yeah, yeah. It's his sister.
Got it. So it looks like we're doing the walk-in exam.
Right.
Looks like we had taken baby out to Rancho.
Right. And we just need a refill of the medication.
Got it. Yeah, looks like baby's been plucking and typically gets medication through them. However, is no on the search. We're looking for a new avian doctor. Okay, got it. So baby's been plucking. And then oh, I'll talk about her. Okay. Alrighty. It looks like we did send you over some forms for today as well too. Were those filled out?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Were you wanting to wait in the front lobby as well?
Let me see how many dogs. I don't know if they get nervous. Is there another option?
You can wait in your car. You can also wait outside. We also have another lobby out here. There's a little less people there. But
there's
there's
another
a lot
lobby?
more. Sometimes there's a lot more traffic that way too.
Okay.
Well, it's up to you. Whichever way works best.
Thank you so much. I just want to make
Okay,
sure.
so it looks like we will be collecting the walk-in fee as well too right now. That'll be 82 even. So I can take 1 to 4, like 1 to like 5 hours. But just depending on how busy we are. but
That
we'll try to
much?
get we try to get you back as soon as we can. We just need to wait for a doctor to be available after seeing all of the other scheduled appointments for today.
So 1 is minimum, 5 is max?
Yes.
Is this
That's a long wait time.
Yeah, it's just because you are walking in, since you are not scheduled as an appointment. So we are fitting you in between doctor's appointments. So a lot of times we don't really range to that 5 hours. We like to cover it just in
is
case.
it 21?
Normally, I'd say we try and get you in within the first hour, but it's normally depending on when my doctor is available to fit you in between appointments. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we also do have
Today, I
emergencies that
only
come
have
in.
one more
So a lot
appointment
of times, just
scheduled,
depending on
right?
how our workload is for the day.
I would have to check
Today, I do have probably 2 of my bird doctors in today compared to my normal 3. So it should not be too long. Shouldn't be too long. But once they are next, I'll be able to go ahead and
I've
put you
been
straight
coming
into a
for
room.
like 2
Okay,
months
great.
straight, like every week.
Can you, I'm gonna just wait in the car. They're getting antsy in here. I don't think they can wait for an hour in here. This is so tiny. So can you kind of like text me or ring me up
Yeah,
once the
of course.
doctor's
What
available?
was the color and make of your car?
It's a Great Pierce is right in front. Great Pierce, but you can text me. Do you do text?
Yeah,
or
so
call?
normally we'll try going out and actually grabbing you guys,
Oh, okay.
and then after leading you into the room. But if we can't find you, we'll give you a call after.
Okay, it's right across the street.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Yeah, either way, if they can't find you, they'll give you a call.
Okay, cool. I'll just wait in my car.
And then one last thing, best callback still gonna end in 3443?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You're all checked in.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can come with me. You want me to help you? I can take it. Yeah.
Later.
So they just called me back. It's been 20 minutes and I can come in. So let's get them back in the little crate and get to see the doctor. Okay.
And then Dr. Baldwin is going to come in here shortly. He's just dealing with an emergency right now in the back. But as soon as he's done, he'll come in here, okay?
Okay.
But we're seeing Star because she's
Yeah.
been plucking at herself. Or
Yeah.
sorry, he has?
Him.
Okay. And then he's already on medication?
Yes.
Okay. And you just need a refill on that
Yes.
as well? Okay, what was the medication that you're giving?
It's this.
Okay, so you have it with you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it's almost gone.
Okay, perfect. I'll let him know, and then does this seem to help significantly with him? Okay, perfect. I'll let the doctor know he should be in shortly. He is just dealing with emergency.
It's
okay?
fine. Can I take them out because it's so small and close?
Yeah, that's fine.
So big in there.
Just as long as I'll put a tag up on the door. I put this down just in case.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can let them out, and I'll just put a sign letting them know that there's pet looses in here.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Of course.
Hi. 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 Sure. Have them out. All what they need is a refill. Oh! That just went off.
20 minutes later.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, miss?
I'm good.
Alrighty, my name is Dr. Baldwin. It's good to meet you.
Hi.
And we got ourselves,
This is Star.
Naked.
He's unfortunately a plucker.
Yeah. Aw. How you going, mate?
And this is his sister Sunshine. She's great. She's impeccable.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright, so how long has our poor guy here been plucking his feathers for?
Well, when I got him from the breeder, he didn't even he was like half a year old. He didn't even had any tail feathers. And he was fully clipped. So he was a flightless, tailless bird.
Aww.
And that gave him a lot of anxiety. So I tried to imp him feathers. These are my hyacinth macaw feathers.
Okay.
So, and then he was flighted, but then he was too afraid of the big macaws. I have 8. And then he started plucking all his impet feathers and the new ones that came in. And then my doctor gave me this medication. So I gave it to him, but it was a too high doses. So I did half of what he recommended because he became a zombie bird. It was just like zombie, like didn't want to play. He was just eating.
Aww.
And then what happened was he turned around with this medication that helped. He turned around within like 3-4 weeks. And I stopped the medication. And he was great. And then I kept them separate from the big macaws. And then fire happened in Altadena, and we had to evacuate all 8 birds. And then he started plucking again.
Okay.
So January. And then I didn't want to give him medication. I didn't know if this is still okay because it's a year old. But I let him be for a whole month, and it got worse and worse. He was all white. He had no yellow.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, my doctor retired. So now it helped him, and he got his feathers back, mostly. But we're almost out.
Absolutely. Sounds like it's time to get a refill going.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that helps him. He has a lot of anxiety. So he came already damaged because the breeder plucked him, weaned him off way too early. And males have more anxiety than females. Females, she's really like low-key and just really cool bird, but he's going after everybody, very territorial, and there's bigger birds than him, and he can't step up, so he has anxiety.
Poor guy.
Yeah, so that's the story basically.
Gotcha.
And he's now 2 years old. He's way too young to be a plucker, but
Are you too young for that, bud?
yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, Miss Kezia, when you're ready, we'll be good to grab our little friend up.
Would you mind just putting him back in the carrier and I can catch him from there?
Okay, but I can just hand you over like that. He's really
okay. Thank you. You're okay.
I do not have a pepper in it.
Hi, baby.
he doesn't bite.
Hi, baby. I know.
Hi there. I know. Looking good in there, huh, mate? I know. This is very rude.
I know, my friend. Okay.
But the haloperidol did help stop all of his plucking?
Yeah, but I gave him a low doses every other day.
Okay.
I don't want him to be like have kidney damage or
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry. We're almost done.
You're fine, baby. You're fine.
You're alright, big guy. I know. This is the worst. I don't like seeing my doctor either.
You're okay. You're okay.
Who taught you to transplant feathers?
it's just I saw it on YouTube, so I was like, he needs to fly again.
Right on.
So it's called imping. It's like an art from the Native Indians.
Yeah.
But then he chewed up those two.
I've done it many times in the past for birds of prey because when they're captured for injuries or anything, they tend to ruin their wings in the enclosures. So any birds that drop any feathers, we retain them so we can just transplant them onto birds who need to be released.
Right. Yeah, he plucked them
Yeah.
a lot.
You are grumpy boy. All right, so I am going to recommend a blood test for Star since they're new to our facility. Because with my physical exam, I can tell you what I can see and I can tell you what I can feel, but I can't really tell you much about how anything's working.
Are we done with him? Because I don't want to stress him.
Yeah, so the exam itself is all done,
Okay.
but before we drop him, because it is stressful to pick him back up again, we have the opportunity to grab a blood sample real fast. All right, bud. It's time to be coffee. $228 grams. All right, thank you so much for your help, Miss Katia.
So,
We don't carry haloperidol in-house, so we would have to send out for the script to one of our pharmacies that we work with. So I would have to get you with my pharmacy technician to help with that because I have no idea what that other pharmacy charges.
so
for
you won't give
medication.
me right now a refill? You don't have it in house?
We don't carry that medication in-house.
Oh.
It's used so rarely that if we kept it in-house, 99% of it would expire. I only have, I think here in the hospital we have 4 patients who are on haloperidol.
Oh, okay.
And we see them once a year. So let's run through this physical exam really quick just to make sure we're both kind of on the same page.
Okay.
So, starting with Star's body condition score. This is looking at the amount of body fat and the amount of musculature that he's carrying on his frame specifically. We're put on a scale from 1 to 9, with 1 being super duper underweight and 9 being super duper overweight. So a nice broad scale. Today I've got him marked down as about a 5, so we're right there at the ideal sort of range. I don't think he needs to gain or lose any sort of body fat at this point in time.
Okay.
When I look inside of his beak, his oral cavity is gorgeous. He doesn't have any sort of obvious increased oral moisture. I'm not seeing any sort of lesions. His choani is nice and open, and the papillae look fantastic. No signs of nasal discharge, no signs of eye discharge. His eyes are gorgeous. I can definitely see that we've got some damage around the plumage of our head, but nowhere near to the extent of our lower body, which tells me that it's most likely him that's plucking things, and it is not a primary feather disease that's causing him grief at this point in time. Working my way away from the head, listening to the chest, heart sounds are nice and strong. I couldn't pick up an obvious murmur or some sort of weird arrhythmia, and his lungs are nice and quiet, exactly what we like to hear.
Okay.
Abdominal palpation, we are going to have to take my interpretation with a wee grain of salt. His window for palpation is about this big, and my palpators are literally half that size. So I can't really give you a very detailed interpretation of everything going on internally. I'm happy to say I didn't feel anything I wasn't expecting to feel, but that's kind of all I can say. If we wanted more information about shape and size of organs, imaging is going to be a much more sensitive test for that. I'm happy to say I'm not seeing any signs of diarrhea, cakes to the underside of his tail or his vent, so that's fantastic. We are symmetrically strong with both of our legs with fantastic grip. Nails are very well manicured, which is wonderful. All of our joints are working exactly as I'd expect them to. Not getting caught up anywhere, no obvious pain. We have full extension of our wings and legs. And then looking over our plumage, we do have obvious damages to the plumage. I can see a majority of the damage is occurring on his flight feathers, his wings, and his torso.
Right.
The fact that it responded to haloperidol leads me to believe this is most likely a behavioral issue, which is excellent news. There were other differentials that tend to rattle around inside of my head with a chronic feather picker, something like avian bornavirus, which is quite common. It causes these birds to become very itchy, but it would not respond to haloperidol. So when it comes to responding to haloperidol, that usually means we're talking about a behavioral plucker. So that's going to be it for me on the physical exam. Does that match up pretty well y'all are seeing at home?
Yeah.
Is there anything you think I might have missed on the exam?
It does help.
Yeah,
but
if it's helping, it's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they says twice daily 0.2, and I'm giving every other day 0.005, which is very low, where I'm just like, I don't want him to have any organ failure or something when it's too high.
So haloperidol is an antipsychotic medication. It's kind of like how we take SSRIs for depression or anti-anxiety medications. Everybody's dose that works well for them is slightly different. Haloperidol has a very, very wide dose range, and that's because there's very few studies in its actual effects or what the lowest dose is that they need. Some birds only respond to super duper high doses. Other bird species or individuals can respond to significantly lower doses. When it comes to medications like this that do have a slew of side effects, I always prefer to have the lowest effective dose, so whatever dose it is that takes care of the problem, because that spares us from a lot of those side effects.
So it doesn't go in the organs, it goes right into the brain, right? Pyrogalidil?
Correct. So it does work at the level of the brain, not specifically the level of the organs.
Okay.
But the body has to process and metabolize the medication, which is where a lot of those things like liver upset side effects come from.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the next question I have is regarding diet. So they were weaned off on Rowdy Bush, and I still give them Rowdy Bush like 80%. But I hear that Golden Conures, they need a lot of fat, just like hyacinth macaws. So I'm giving them like 20% nuts, like specifically cashew nuts, walnuts, pecan nuts, in the bowl together with Rowdy Bush. Is that too much nuts, too much fat?
20% is quite a bit. I would say if you have it closer to like 10 to 15, so just a little bit less on those nuts and seeds.
Okay.
But the fact that we're on Rowdy Bush, that is an excellent, excellent diet. It's what I've kept all my birds on. But having a couple extra nuts and seeds just to round out that fat content wouldn't be a bad idea.
So the only thing that he has on here, like treatment-wise, is just some blood work on here. It's the CBC and comprehensive chemistries. Otherwise, we can compound your first dose of the haloperidol. After that, we can go through like an online compounding service. That way, they can send you the medication because they have to go through Wedgwood and things like that to get that for you.
So we're looking at $30 for the Helopillion, or $16?
Yeah, $16.94 for that, and then the Sylveon spray is for the spray for the skin. So we're missing those feathers too, just to kind of protect the skin. And it's an antifungal
and this comes from the pharmacy.
And then so this comes from the pharmacy here. Okay. Sylveon spray is something we always carry. The haloperidol, like I said, we'll need to work through like Wedgwood or online compounding facility and get you set up with that.
Is that the same doses? The one?
And then so he's going to give you
10 diluted.
Yeah, so let's see. I'll have to see what our strength is because I'm not sure what our haloperidol comes in. So I'll have to read. And
it says
see.
It says 1 to 10 diluted.
1 to 10. Okay. Right,
that's what they gave me, and it's been lasting for a whole year.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So it has 16. All right, excellent. So so I'll see what we can do. Okay. And then like how much?
Yeah, husband says no on the blood test.
Okay. So it's just the medication.
Yeah, so we're gonna just do the medication for now.
What are you biting on?
Oh, my zipper. This is Sunshine.
She's cute.
Yeah, they are siblings. They were hatched together. They grew up together.
I love
Were hand fed together, and then I just purchased them together.
Yeah. We've had like the green cheeks, pineapple.
But they are so rare.
Yeah. I have never seen these ones. I've only seen like the more of the green ones. Yeah. But yeah.
Or the sun conures, because they are really really rare.
Smaller, yeah.
They are.
And there was one that came in yesterday, one of the sun conures, and she was a moon, and I've never seen that color. Like she was like a really pearly, like pink and orange color. Oh, she was beautiful. I was like,
a green cheek that's small.
Yeah, the smaller green cheeks. Yeah, they're a lot smaller than these guys. Oh, so cute. Just to finalize everything, so I'll put your chart up once everything is filled. You're more than welcome to get them back in their little carrier for now and have a seat in either the main lobby, or we have some silver chairs here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Do you have a bathroom?
And we do. Yeah. So it's going to be in the main lobby. When you go out the exit door, it's the first door on your right.
Okay. Great.
Thank you. I know for you.
Okay guys, I'm walking out with my beautiful Golden Conures. It was a very good doctor's visit. Star's doing good. I'm getting a refill of the medication he needs, and they're nice. He wasn't too bad. So just that it took a little longer for them to finish up my medication. So and this carrier is really tiny. So I just don't want them to get antsy, and they're already biting the cage. So I'm gonna just let them out for now. Come here, little ones. Oh, I feel so much better than being in the doctor's office. Let's go home. Oh my gosh. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment below, and I will see you in the next episode of Carolin on Petzholdt.